mockery there.
Cannot call him mockery. I cannot even compare to his greatness.
Did that scare you?
No.
Oh, it usually scares you.
I'm the one ready this time, so we're good.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Let's get this going here. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2. When we last left off in the world of Phoenix Wright, Phoenix was all alone. He didn't want to do any cases. He was being a poop butt, poopy pants pooper. Until all of a sudden this lady shows up who kind of looks like Maya Fey and acts nothing like Maya Fey, except for very, very, very slight things that are Maya Fey-esque. Shows up to demand a court from Mia Fey, who apparently she didn't figure out that was dead for, I don't know, a good amount of time. But knows Phoenix Wright. Because, she showed up and she's like, my sister's in jail because she did something bad. And Phoenix is like, okay, whatever, why should I help you? And she's like, because I know you and I know all this stuff that makes it so I get a free pass to be helped in court. And Phoenix, being the person he is like, okay, I guess I'll go do it. And goes and meets the lady. And the lady's like, I did it. And Phoenix is like, why does this always happen to me? So then we found out that we met the Lone Ranger.
I forgot about him and your voice.
Who also who also is who also is a part of this case as a replacement for Detective Gumshoe, who we actually saw as well in this case, and then we went and met with Miles Edgeworth, who's having just as Edgeworth of a time being Edgeworth, and here we are.
I want to say it was a very crap recap, but actually you kind of nailed it in its own way. Alright. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Awful. It's just awful.
She's supposed to be edgy and monotone.
Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
What?
A defense attorney should never believe their client.
What? That's dumb.
Surprise cantaloupe face. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Miss Scott, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is?
You're not a defense attorney, so shut up and don't even tell me what.
I can't believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Got him.
My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be all alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Sure you
With
will.
cool pink sunglasses.
Those are not cool. Oh, well, at least we're being punctual here.
It's your boy.
It is. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lina Sky.
That was so loud.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Oh, shut up, Edgeworth. That's pretty much. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now.
Oh no, the visual is lagging behind from the audio.
Is it?
Yes, for me.
Oh. That's a first. I could reload it really quickly.
If you don't mind. Ah!
Oh God. My goodness. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope the personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright.
Oh, they will.
One eye.
Oh, believe me, they will.
I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
Jeez.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
How can you be a professional witness?
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why is the judge so loud today? The prosecution calls its first witness, Ms. Angel Starr, to the stand.
The cough-up queen?
I mean, you knew this already. Hello?
Sorry, give me a second.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Ho, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before.
The judge is really wolfing it down.
And for you,
Oh.
I have a Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts! I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
Ew. What the heck does pickle tap? That's what I want to know.
Name. Profession. Now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Edgeworth is grumped today.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Oh, okay. Hurry it up.
That was me to you.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Oh, I think Katie's dead.
As Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, sorry, I won't come in. I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Till 2 years ago, Ms. Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. Oof. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
Oh.
What? Ms. Star was a detective?
Oh! Ha! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen, Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Dar.
Just who is this lady?
Might have the court's attention over here. You get a diagram.
Ooh.
The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block, I was just saying a block. A block is for the prosecutor office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. Chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutors' spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. Killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drag the body out. Fortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
You know the person you're talking to, Judge? Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Good thing we got those floor plans.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on your principle, Your Honor.
It seems some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Mr.
Wow!
Bias.
Yeah, are they talking about me?
It's not how court works.
Has anybody been chatting in the chat at all?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Oh, look, never mind.
Now there's. Hey, Speed. Sup?
Ew, it's Speed. Ew. Hi, Speed. How are you doing today?
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you could see, there was no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, it's definitely finals time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Just hold it. How do you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence? Abhorrence? I don't know. Of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted.
Oh god, your microphone just like disappeared.
Hello?
There we go.
Could be Discord. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's ununiform opinion is duly noted, not duty.
Duty.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Edgy hair flip. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
This is day one.
This is day one. Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired?
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well, you may continue, Miss Star.
This boyfriend. He's the detective.
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, another boyfriend. Here to join?
Dang.
The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunch, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign.
The cafe.
Pointing out those important notes there, Phoenix. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in the B block when she witnessed the crime.
You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder.
It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's instincts, wasn't the victim Bruce or Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A
young cheese.
I don't think they're donuts. Pale white cheese, not yet tangy with the experience of the streets, a green worm.
I, of course, am hard yellowed, sharp as a tack.
Bet you stink, too.
Ooh.
In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
Oh, thanks for the host, Logan. Appreciate it. And how are you doing today?
Hey, Logan.
My good dude.
If Logan was streaming Hello Raiders.
By garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's car?
I didn't really say car.
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr.
I don't know. It was
Edgeworth's.
very weird. I'm alright.
I'm doing good myself.
Wasn't it? Edgy ellipses. Indeed, it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain.
Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
I already beat Edgeworth. I'm no rookie. You
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me.
You have rookie eyes. You haven't even taken the safety off.
I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline somewhere. You could cry plagiarism? And maybe relegated to the lowly post of a lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Look at this graph!
A photograph you took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a photo. Picture. Photo. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
This is my first time seeing this photograph. You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of crime affairs.
Criminal.
Criminal, crime, same thing.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Way to go, Judge.
Thanks, Judge.
That's why we keep you around. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Atlantis guy.
So, what was the defendant doing at the time? It's not her trunk, that's Edward's trunk.
Tell me more about the knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Mr. Edward? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. I have no idea. I think this is a couple months after Maya left.
Well, the game is the first one.
She left to go training. This is after the first game.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person.
Maya will be back, Dory. Perhaps a chicken salad would have been a better metaphor.
Maya is currently busy under Niagara Falls.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? No, that's Emma Sky. She's a lady, a new lady. She wants to be a forensic scientist.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Fortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. How convenient.
Too late.
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Stop referencing things, Emma.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is it it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panic next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
Oh, that's okay. Let's take a look at what we got here. It's been a while. Okay, so the badge is the most important thing. Sup, Chili? How you doing today?
Hey, Chili.
Logan. Did you get that thing I sent you?
Unbelievable!
Oh, thanks for the bits, Chili. Appreciate it. I don't think that would do anything. What's up, Pesty? How are you doing today?
Hey, Key Diz! My boy!
Clearly the trophy. There's no prints on the knife? How could that be?
Now you can look at her photograph and see she was wearing gloves.
Oh. Okay, well that's boring. The blue badger panel. Come on, Logan. You're asking me if I've ever seen Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and you don't understand that. Did you get that thing I sent you? Come on, you wounded me.
It's just the flesh room.
Wounded me. I actually own the Wii game too, so we could flip over to that if we wanted to. A real man's detective game or lawyer game. Okay, can I look at this? Let's take a look at this. Okay, nothing to really see there.
Well, you want to take a look at it?
That's such a random picture. She's just... Okay.
That's Edge. Oh, excuse me. That's Edgeworth's car.
Yes. This is in the day and age where black and white photos were still a thing, apparently.
I guess. Okay, so... I always knew a day like this would come. That could be actually a statement to keep in mind. Because if she knew, then she probably did it. If she's saying that, she's probably responsible, I mean, really. Don't think there was anything to report there. Don't think so. Okay.
Whenever I see his car, I always think of this video. I can't unsee it. I sent it to you before, the rap video.
I don't see her holding a knife in this picture.
You want to save?
Hold on. Let me.
It's a good video. Makes you laugh.
And she's thrust pointing to the knife. Actually, can I press the one? Let me just press this again just to see what she says. Fine, I will save.
You got this.
I don't think this is right though, but oh, it was right. Okay.
They'll overthink things.
And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife?
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
God, we're all gonna be fat by the end of this case.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at that graph.
This game is so self-aware.
This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts.
Objection.
What is this? Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we?
It is to be more careful, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken a moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
How can you tell that?
Oh, blood splatter.
Huh?
See the dark crimson stain in the chief prosecutor's coat?
No.
It's on the arm.
It's a black and white photograph.
Oh, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit here and take that kind of abuse?
Yes. You got a better idea.
Good thing you saved. No, your 3DS, or your normal DS, whatever it is acting up again.
Yeah. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the photo the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice.
Why does everybody agree with the the witnesses?
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a predetermined murder.
Premeditated.
Sorry, yes. The orange may know how to read.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
That face of determination.
Mm-hmm. Extremely edgy.
Ah!
Oh god! That was so loud.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
So now you focus on this statement.
Oh, oops.
It's only a flesh wound. Now you have to go all the way back.
Shut up, okay? Just working on it.
Just don't click too fast.
Shoot! Gosh darn it! Pile of garbage game. Okay. Probably not that, because I don't know what that means yet.
Yeah, you can't wear gloves without being suspected.
No, probably not that. It was found in Edgeworth's toolbox?
It was. She's giving you sass up at the top screen.
Yeah, she is.
I don't think you've actually pressed this either.
Oh, you're right, I didn't. I figured it was already kind of technically pressed. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
Gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. Well, that would have been nice to have. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Okay, Logan, what's up? Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. No. This game is streamlined to where you cannot miss evidence because it's story-based.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
You can have situations where more than one piece of evidence can be used to present, and the other one wouldn't matter so much, but you can't accidentally skip something.
Oh, this is bad. She's got them thinking with this was all planned. If she can prove the claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound! This is the end bit, so you have to go back to that statement.
Gosh darn it.
Slow.
Okay.
You want to check that for a second? I'm forgetting something, actually. Okay, never mind. I was curious if there was a time when the photos are not.
I don't know. I mean, obviously this is the statement that we have to do stuff with, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Usually that's how it works. If you get a new statement, you focus on it. At least I'm pretty sure. That's usually how the game works. But I don't want to, like, you know, misguide you.
Look, Logan, we ask a lot. There's a lot of questions in life that we aren't sure about.
Well, we already know Edgeworth has well, not an alibi per se, but he was definitely not there. Because he just pulled into the parking lot. He gave us the parking ticket that he had for that day. It looks more like he's being framed than the person who did it. Yeah, it's real law, guys.
You can represent yourself as the defense attorney. It's usually not the best idea, but it's definitely something you can do. this have to do with anything? 6-7S? 12-2.
Remember, you can rotate it
Yeah, I know.
on the sides.
I don't think this will tell us anything. Um.
Your best bet, if you're lost, save.
Probably right. No, I didn't think so, but... Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
Huh?
It does. I don't see anything contradictory towards it.
Oh, really? Objection overruled. Try to think before... Good job, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go so well.
Job, Nick.
Hey. I'm trying out here, okay?
Uh-huh.
If it was planned, why would she have stayed?
Alright, guys, you know what time it is?
Let's,
It's monster cookies time.
let's try the cell phone. Oh, that didn't work either.
Let's try doing the picture again. Because it's the only thing that has gloves.
You really want me to do the picture?
I actually don't know. I remember parts of this game, I don't remember all of it. My guess would be the picture of the knife.
It's probably got to be the knife then.
Oh, your DS. Hello? DS? What happened? Why are we here again?
Don't worry. Oh, shoot! I hate this game. Why did we play this game? It's not a fun
I
game.
asked you today, hey, girl, what do you want to play today?
And I said we should have played Halo. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell lunch boxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Dude, it is my knife.
What's
What's
with
with
this?
this guy?
Ooh. Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Sky planned this murder, and that's why she
Oh,
was wearing
right.
those special gloves.
I remember this logic. It was kind of dumb.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
Oh.
The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh, she dropped her lunch.
Order! 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 Order up! I want more food.
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Oh no, here comes silly Edgeworth.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
What?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself to thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. Nani?
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah. The prosecution could the prosecution could care less if it was not premeditated or not. Sorry. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there.
Oh, that
Lieutenant,
that was my line.
Oh,
I think.
I don't know. Oh, well, the defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecution needed to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
Ooh.
How dare you? Edgy hair flip. My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now.
Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way from the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge that knife in again and again.
Oh, I know. There was only one wound.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like a premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Emma's got a point. Yeah, Angel's the type to demand the manager.
I'm gonna be mad if this is wrong.
Save.
Final save, but I know I'm right. Okay.
You ready to be mad?
Possibly.
Not today.
You'd say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moth surprise.
Ew.
With 3 exclamation points.
Ooh. Oh.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
That good old Edgeworth.
Hmm.
This-
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Hi, you're right. Good show, Mister.
What a
I was
punk.
I was gonna what? What happened to poor old Phoenix Wright? Yeah,
He's my hero.
nobody knows my objection.
Well, witness.
I want to steal your credit.
What is this?
You got the crime scene set, right?
What is this? This is not okay to bring into the courtroom.
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. Now I realize such mistakes are possible.
It's ketchup on rice, the worst crime. I like ketchup on rice.
Ew, do you?
It's used in Mexican rice that my dad makes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. But any other rice, no. So you're saying you mistook something for blood? She was going to Mackey's. When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
Judgy getting Maddie. This is the updated thing. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Looked like.
No, you see, Carl has a glitch 1.0 DS.
I don't really see blood. Yeah.
Mufflers are usually worn around your neck.
Oh, I didn't even get a chance.
It's fine. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph! Huh? But that can't be. Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady. Have no fear.
Harsh words. What good?
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there! A scarf! No, not that. But something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness had given us an entertaining interlude. Now back to business. What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had confused me in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made it to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Yeah.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra.
Did you know that Cobra spelled backwards is Arbok,
Whoa.
right? And snake spelled backwards is
Okay.
reticulated python.
That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
And no thanks.
Not the South. Attorney Wright gets bitten by snake.
I guess Phoenix Wright's not making it to Oregon, guys. Died to snake fight.
Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
Oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar.
That was a terrible roar.
I mean, it's fine. Her metaphors are bad.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
This microphone stand that I have, before we begin, this microphone stand that I have, for whatever reason, it's got like a really bad resonant point. So thankfully you guys can't hear it, but I can, like, the springs on it will literally resonate depending on how I say stuff.
That's annoying.
It's super weird. I'll be saying stuff and all of a sudden I'll almost hear my voice echo because of how well they just resonate.
You should, like, put something on them. So they don't do that.
What's happening? Oh no. Oh, I hate when it does that.
You need to, like, smack your DS against your desk as hard as you can.
Nah, I know. Okay. I guess I gotta press her, don't I?
Good.
So Miss Sky tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me.
So where is this partition of the floor plans?
I'm sure she means this wall next to the car.
That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then?
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her more for details. Of course we're gonna press her more.
I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. Uh-oh.
What?
Carl, man?
Sorry, hold on a second.
Okay.
The Lunchland car was...
She was a visitor, though she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here.
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Star?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The Cough-Up Queen Lunch Lady Athlete, indeed. Oh my god.
It would have taken her. It would have taken her a little bit to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet past. That's an impressive climb. How come Miss Sky didn't get away?
She was wearing heels, probably.
She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Hello.
This is a clue for later. We're supposed to check the muffler of the car, aren't we? You know, if my dog heard that, she'd let the whole neighborhood know.
Yeah.
Her phone? You mean the cell phone? Ask further, of course. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Star.
Chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging up on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should of course add this to your testimony.
Things I did to please this rookie defense attorney. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and used her cell phone.
Oh, that was wrong. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
Sucks.
I'm not sure I follow.
It clearly contradicts the, I thought, Why does it have to be an explosion?
Do you want the health bar that comes in next games?
Maybe. I don't think this was pressed.
No.
She made to escape? Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras. And it's like, which language is this?
Huh.
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum?
There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime.
But it's strange.
What's that?
If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way?
The other... the car entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run.
She's clearly a car. We already read all this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's a lot
You
of stuff.
You also didn't press the new statement.
I didn't?
No. Next one. Or back one.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha, I was going to ask the same thing!
I'll say this one more time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the petition.
Do I need to draw on the whiteboard to path out where she ran to?
You could. You can get a Microsoft Paint thing and green or chroma key it and just draw on top.
Oh no! Here's the nice thing about XSplit. I have a whiteboard. I can just draw on
Oh,
yours.
do it, man.
So we have the victim that ran this way and then this way. While that's being said, the defense over
I
here.
can't see it, so. Because I'm watching on your
Very
screen
solid
now.
defense of 5 people. They're gonna try and sack the quarterback this way, and this way.
This isn't professional sports, my friend. Yeah, what Bessie said. Where's the hockey stuff?
Well, there's no goals. How are they supposed to shoot the puck in the? You can't shoot a puck into the goal without a goal. It's like a John Madden statement.
Alright.
Okay, so then she backed out.
So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket.
Mina, we gotta draw that.
During that time, you climbed over. Oh, this is you.
Oh yeah.
And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence.
Oh, this looks really bad with the writing on the picture.
Then I boldly grabbed her arm. The chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Okay, that's what I thought.
Nick knows more than you do.
Yeah, no kidding. Please help me out here, Nick.
So this is the statement.
Okay.
I think. So this one or next one. So Nick thinks that seeing is a problem. Don't overthink it.
Let's see, I'm looking at this and I'm like, if this picture is taken after... No.
There were 2 pages on the floor plan, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't sure if you saw. That's fine.
But I don't see that being...
That's fine. Sorry.
Guess I'll do a quick save. I don't know, now do we present the phone? Nope, guess not.
Don't overthink it.
I don't know what I'm overthinking.
Think about what Nick said.
I don't remember what he said.
He said you saw her doing all this?
No. I don't. I saw her doing all this. Oh, okay.
They mentioned it before.
I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who together with the chief prosecutor kicked me out 2 years ago. Adieu, ellipses.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call.
Explanation point.
I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of the partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What?
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up Luz.
Oh, poop. Grr. Grr. Quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you would allow me a question?
No.
Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's what the counter attack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about...
You can look at your evidence too if you want.
Where she saw it, of course. She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. What I meant to say was she lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using the emergency phone.
It does seem hard to imagine how she could have.
Very logical.
Ellipses. Ellipses.
What's the
I
matter?
think Nick messed up.
Star, cat got your lunchbox.
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you with while you're celebrating your victory. But why would Miss Star lie like that? Why would she say my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? I mean, maybe she really did try to use the emergency phone. I see no room for doubt here. You ordered the patooey on rice.
Oh, God.
Girl, think what you meant to say. That's why I said, look at your court
What I
record
meant to say was the order of events was wrong. She lied about the order of events. Miss Sky used the emergency phone before the murder.
I see. I hadn't thought of that.
That took the wind out of her sails.
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory.
Why are they all wrong?
But why would anyone use the emergency phone before the murder? What do you think? You can't sink any lower. He amazes us. I applaud you, Mr. Wright.
Why are they all wrong?
You ordered the orange peel lunchbox, right?
What's going on?
You didn't finish reading the first one.
Gosh darn it! What I meant to actually say was it was this one. So we'll just skip ahead a little bit.
You pressed the one that you didn't have to read. Girl, you pressed this one already. This is not the one that you did not finish to read.
Wait, what did... So it was the middle one?
I'm not even gonna tell you anymore because you're so confused.
I don't know. This one.
Read it. A different location, and that's.
We already read it.
We never read all this.
Wait.
This is new because you pressed the right statement and you didn't finish reading it on your first press that you originally picked.
Wait,
you assumed it was wrong.
Wait, but I got a strike for it.
No, you got a strike from another thing.
Oh. So I was right the first time.
Oh my god. Yes, you were right the first time and assumed you were wrong because you looked at your strikes.
You know what? I'm done. Just play the outro and be done.
Basically, what you're saying is she didn't see it for where she saw it.
Before you call my life witness, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Star witnessed this crime was here. Oh, shoot. Shoot.
Carl.
It had to be here. If she was here, she could see the emergency phone.
That's true. That solves the mystery.
That would allow her to see the emergency phone, yes. But if she was there, she would have not been able to arrest her well before she dialed. Or sorry, she would have been able to arrest her well before dialing her cell phone.
Oh.
Yeah, my speed, I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds, you know. She's out of lunches.
That's a 50-yard dash. That's like slow. Yeah, see, is that really that fast?
She's wearing heels.
Not as fast as your witty rejoinders.
Got him. Carlos is having a giant mind fart right now.
Okay, it had to be here at the security room. This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room.
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second level so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have been, or she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could have been turned. It could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Star.
Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
Ooh. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Ms. Star lie? Doesn't make much sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. Perjury. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, why me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from Block B. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would she change? What would change?
The difference in lighting.
Yeah, the difference in lighting. Distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans, and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime.
Explanation point.
Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
Well, witness.
You.
Yes.
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
Really?
Pretty long walk. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking lot in Block B.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
For 5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful.
Not wrong.
I hate sporks.
Why?
Because they do both jobs awfully.
Yeah. Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Why couldn't she go through this area? Where the cars
is
can
true.
go in and out. What?
That is true.
This isn't selectable evidence?
Don't go back.
Oh, that's right. Oh, let's raise an objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in the amount of that time. If you like it al dente.
I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky dwaddled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah!
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony.
My God, thank God.
She has a grudge against the defendant, and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go.
Fortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. I was gonna say something not nice.
That was too close.
I'm afraid that the cough-off queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Oh.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid whales, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer not to take defense, or I prefer not to take the defense's team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask you, Miss Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker!
It's judgment.
Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more test. God.
Just keeps going on.
Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time?
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. The other was the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky's blood. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As Severity said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh! Is that right, Mr.
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Adding to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. It's a shoe.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness for the billionth time now.
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
Uh-oh. My computer went idle. I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating the evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it?
False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And the judge is like, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I waited for the police to arrive. Yeah, the judge wants to eat his lunch. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
So you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in the court, you need it approved. That evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective?
The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Makes sense. After all, a man was stabbed here.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the victim with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, Rookie?
Huh.
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was performed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, if you combine all various blood tests, there are a million types. It's practically impossible to narrow a blood sample down to one person. Or so I hear.
Millions of types?
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt that it could be anyone else's but Lena Sky's.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Ew.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your clients. She's in enough hot water to make a whole batch of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe?
A problem? This is critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? The problem is why is Lana's blood on that? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, Rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
I wondered if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, Rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Our co-host here has been interrupted. Guess I'll respond to Troy really quickly.
If makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe?
Just go ahead and save really quickly. That one? The problem lies in the footprint.
A footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Aha!
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
If there were bloody prints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order, order, order. Well, witness.
What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright. Think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What? I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the end, the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint of truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar.
Gotta work on that.
Nah. I thought it was strange. That was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do.
Oh, God.
Hello.
What was that? Hold, please.
DS is acting up.
Please hold. Please stand by.
You good?
No, hold on. I'm checking an event log to see if there's something that's not okay. 2 p.m. now. No errors. Huh. Speed, I'm so proud of you. Okay. No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that's, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Ooh.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by Chief Prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Ha! You don't mean.
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her.
Wah!
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Mrs. Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So my sister's blood on the shoe. That's when it happened?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
Well, what? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
Right. Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
The Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
They lied.
Sup, Gilbert Spider? How you doing today?
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well. I thought you'd hide your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
God, please. Don't.
You've reached your verdict, Your Honor.
Actually, he hasn't. He didn't say it.
Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up queen. Look at this. Braff!
A photograph.
I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
So right, wait. Look at the ash bolts in this photo. In this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
Sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyways. I'm sorry, Mia. Oh, he's about to have a brain blast.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Ha 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 ha. Get it? Cause wet towel. Ha. Ha. Funny.
Get yourself up from the ash bowl. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
There we go. Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down any verdicts in peace anymore?
That was Judge. You lost your judge.
Whatever it is, can't it wait?
No, you can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this graph!
Photograph.
The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? This photograph?
Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem, right or wrong. I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in the photograph.
I'll go ahead and just save here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it's the muffler. The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a minute, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part of the car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I probably need to get my muffler changed on my car.
Oof.
It's starting to get a little grumbly.
Nah, just be like the cool guys and just have it rev.
I mean, rip my muffler off and have a free V8 engine in my car.
Ugh, please.
Really get the muscle car effect.
Ugh.
I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does it have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Objection. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Oh, excuse me. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Look at that, saving.
Your DS is messing up.
I know. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
It's the muffler. She mentioned it earlier in testimony. Muffler. Ah, yarg.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Dead.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
Edgy lipsies. I suppose so.
Phew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now.
The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Jeez. My goodness.
It's a longie. Warned you. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I had to I had to stretch for a second.
Yeah, not kidding. Well, this one's long as it's a DLC.
Yeah.
It's, they're shoving a lot of good content.
Showing all that extra stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we have time to start the next one, do we?
Oh God, no.
Go ahead and just save there. I'll hit yes on that. That's not
You get sad, Emma.
okay, so we'll hold. Actually, I'll do a save state right there. That's a better spot.
A what?
A save state there.
A what?
You know what I mean.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Okay. Well, we could call it here, or we could like do something for 45 minutes. Good load of Smash.
Probably best to start or stop here.
Wow, Katie hates you guys. She doesn't want to
I
stream with you.
don't know. I have stuff to do.
Wow, Katie hates you guys. She's putting stuff over you guys.
I don't hate you guys. Don't listen to them.
Wow, Katie hates you guys so much that she would lie to you guys.
I have no reason to lie.
Wow. Objection.
You done?
We're all human. We all lie.
You done?
No, we're gonna suspend this until for 30 minutes, and we're gonna come back to it, just like
Oh,
in real court.
I think we're good.
Take that. Yeah. Okay.